Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to dive into an awesome feature in Microsoft Fabric, that is time travel. So it might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but trust me, it's super practical and easier to understand than you think. So let's get dive into the video. So, what is time travel in Microsoft Fabric? In short, it lets you go back in time to see or restore previous version of your data, kind of like rewinding a video but for your data. Sounds cool, right? Let's break it down. Imagine you are working on a big data project in Microsoft Fabric and you are updating data sets, adding new informations and processing a tons of data, but you accidentally made a mistake, or maybe you want to see what data looked like last week. Normally, you'd be stuck with that error, right? But not with time travel. So, Microsoft Fabric allows you to easily query and retrieve the data as it was at any point in the past, whether that's yesterday, last week, or even last month. Here, test time travel is my lake house. Once I have opened this lake house, you can see the sales table which I have loaded before, on which dataset I'm going to show you how this time travel works. I have tested few time travel queries on this data set already. Now let's go to the SQL Analytics endpoint from the right top. Here you can see your sales data set. Now let me go ahead and run a SQL statement first of all, so that we can know our latest current values of few columns. Here I am erasing all these columns because I don't want this. I only want quantity ordered and price each, so that I can sum of quantity ordered as my quantity and sum of quantity ordered multiply by price each as my gross value. Now select the whole query and click on run option, and here you can see I'm getting 99067 as my quantity and the other value as my gross value. Now let's get back to the lake house, and from open notebook I'm selecting here existing notebook because I have already created one. But you can also create a new notebook from this option. Now I'm selecting my existing notebook, that is test time travel, and click on open option. Now here is my test time travel notebook open. Now I'm just simply drag the sales data to this code section to create a new command, and this is going to be my first command. So basically what does this statement means? We are creating a DF, that is data frame, by running Spark SQL, which is selecting 1000 rows from our sales data table. And then we are just simply display the data. Now I'm going to run the session. Now as you can see, we get the exact same data set that are already present in our lake house. Okay, so what I have done here is, so I wanted to update quantity ordered value. So I've just put 4 in the place of 45 so that we can compare the values before and after. Okay, so the question rises, why we are updating the values? We are updating the values because we want to check the history of our data. Now after updation, I'm again checking sum of our quantity ordered and gross value, and here it is. You can clearly see the value is changed. Now we made some changes in our data set. So let's check our history of our sales data. So we have describe history functions to check the history of our data. It describes the history of our data. As we can see, we have two versions, 0 and 1. 1 is our latest version. Let's do one more updation in our data set. I'm going to set 1 where quantity ordered equal to 40. So let's run this query and see the result. Here as we can see, 78 rows affected. So by doing this, we are just simply creating more transformations in our data set so that we can backtrack to our previous versions. Now let's check again our latest quantity and gross value by running this query. So here it is. Now as we can see again, here is the latest value, 92048 is our quantity and second one is our gross value. Now again check the latest version of our data by describe history sales data. So here it is 0, 1 and 2. 2 is our latest version. Now again the question rises, what if I have to backtrack to previous version? In that case we can use version as of function. Now let's take an example. I want to go back to version first, so I'm simply using version as of function as first. and it will give you the version first value, that is 95090 as my quantity. Now let's check quickly for version 0, and the value would be 99067 as my quantity. So yeah, let me run this query. Yeah, as you can see, 99067 as my quantity for version 0. And also, if I remove this version as a function, then it will automatically gives you the latest version, that is version 2. So I'm getting the value of version 2, that is 92048 as my quantity. Okay, now it's time for their use cases, and the very first one is data recovery and undo option. Okay, let me explain this to you. Suppose if you are accidentally delete or change something important in your data set, and you can go back in time to a version of the data before the mistake happened. So it's like the undo feature in other apps. So let me give an example. Imagine you ran a command that accidentally deleted important data. So with using time travel, you can easily go back and restore the data to how it was before the mistake. So you don't lose any valuable information. Okay, let's moving further. So the second one is debugging and root cause analysis. So basically it helps to identify the exact reason why something went wrong. Time travel plays a key role in this process. With time travel, you can look at the data at different point in time to track where the issue started and understand what caused it. Let me give an example. Suppose if a report and a data process gives unexpected results, you can use time travel to go back and see how the data looked before and after the problem happened. By comparing these versions, you can pinpoint exactly what changes caused the issues, whether it was a wrong data entry, an error in processing, or something else. So it allowing you to rewind the earlier version of the data, making it easier to perform a root cause analysis and understand where the problem began. Okay, so the third one is data validation and testing. Okay, so let me directly give you an example. Suppose you are working with an ETL, extract, transform, and load process, where the data is being cleaned and transformed before it's loaded into a final database. So you apply a rule to remove any records with missing values. So before the transformation, you check the data before applying the rule, and you see that there are some records with missing values. And after the transformation, using time travel, you check the data after the transformation to confirm that the rule correctly removed that record with missing values. So, if the rule didn't work as expected, you could easily go back to the previous version of the data, adjust the rule, and test again. This way, you are sure that the transformation is correct before moving forward. Okay, so there are many use cases of time travel. I have just mentioned three of them. So, hope this clears up what time travel is all about in Microsoft Fabric. It's a powerful feature that can make your data workflow way better. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more tech tips. If you have any question, leave them in a comment below. I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.